Hey there! Thank you for coming to my channel. I am going to be discussing month 5 results of my meditation and what I did, what helped me, what didn't, and hopefully I can help you become the better you that you want to be. So I did the blessings of the energy centers 3 and 4 once a week on the weekends. And I focused on the formula and the morning meditations. I really wanted to get the formula down because I feel it's very important to create brain coherence for myself in particular because of the PTSD that I had for 20 years following the war. So that was just my main focus. I'd say the meditation for me wasn't as fun. I didn't get the fuzzy tingling feelings that I would get with the blessings. But overall, good days doing that. Morning meditation, love it. That will get me elevated feeling and happy. It's quick. It sets my day up nicely. And I have a lot of fun with that one. I also got some new books that I wanted to read and discuss quickly. The Male Brain and the Female Brain. You can see by Luann Bridesendine, medical doctor. I believe Joe recommended these books in one of his subscription videos. And I really, really enjoyed them because some of the issues and things that were bothering me that I didn't understand, with my spouse, my son, myself, were covered in the book. And I was like, wow, here I am being super hard on myself. And it's my brain, this is why, now I know. Okay, cool. I can, now that I know, I can go from there and I don't have to be so hard on myself when these things are happening. And it also helped me give my husband and son some grace because now that I understand, they're completely different than I am, completely different brain, different hormones at different times during their life. And it just, wow, I can respond to them better. I can give them grace when they need it and not feel like I'm, being, I wouldn't say hurt, but, targeted or at the brunt of the energy that I don't like that they're giving off. I haven't been listening to a lot of Joe YouTube videos, which is something that I would play constantly. I've actually bounced back to Louise Hay and Abraham Hicks, which is where I started this journey 6 months before I even knew Joe Dispenza. And now I feel like I'm hearing their words with new ears. And it's just been really good to go through all that and just see the similarities and what they're saying. I love Abraham Hicks. He's non-physical energy that Esther Hicks channels very well. And I love just all the conversations they have and listening to the questions and how much overlap there really is with Joe's work and what he's trying to accomplish. So that's been fun, kind of reliving through some of that and hearing it in a new light. So I definitely recommend those two. Instead of doing my review before bed where I'd normally be like, okay, what did I do good? What did I do bad? I started laying there, and since I'm not doing the blessings of the energy centers every day, I like to go through each one and thank it for, just servicing me and being here for me. And usually I pass out before I even get to the top. And my body seems to respond to that well. It gives me elevated feelings when I'm giving my body credit and gratitude. I had some losses this month. I lost my elevated feeling. I wasn't getting up and dancing and singing and being like super joyful. And I believe that's due to I had a cold, not a great one, and it just zapped my energy. It just wasn't there. I still felt happy. I'd say more like satisfied, content, excited for the future. But I lost that momentum that I had in month 4 that was just so superb. I got into a fight with someone that I really love, and I was very upset about it because I didn't even really understand why we were fighting, because they weren't communicating with me. Like, they didn't want to really tell me why they were mad at me, and that really upset me. And like, I couldn't drag myself out of that sad state. Like, I just kept crying and crying. I'm like, God, it's been like an hour and I'm still upset. And I was like, oh yeah, Abraham Hicks, the scale of emotions. Okay, I'm down here in depression and sadness, which is, the low end of the scale. What's next? Anger. So I took my pickleball eye trainer and my paddle, and I just beat the shit out of that ball with that paddle. And I'll tell you what, in 10 minutes, I felt so much better. I wasn't angry anymore. I was more in the space of like content, like, okay, everything's gonna be okay. Like, and all the sadness was gone. So I feel like if you haven't read her books, they're really good, and they kind of tell you how to pull yourself up from these emotions and what order they're in and how to work your way up. And depression is one of the hardest. It's the lowest, and it's low energy. And so if you can beat your pillow or go punch a punching bag or whatever you can to just like scream, like listen to like some deathcore and just let it out, you'll feel so much better. And that's the first time I've ever done anything like that, and it worked. So that's definitely something I'm going to keep in my tool belt. I got some notes here. Where are we at? So I went back to doing the breath. I did it with the blessings for. I felt like I was choking all day, like the energy got stuck here. It was just closing up. I could barely eat lunch when we went out. And so once again, I was like, nope, done with the breath again. And yeah, I don't know, for me, the breath, the energy gets stuck a lot in here. From what I've learned and read, a lot of it can be like, say, I have chronic neck and upper back issues, and I've heard go to the chiropractor, like loosen the muscles up so the energy can move. I don't know if that's a thing for me, but I'm just laying off the breath for now. So some wins: doing the blessings, no breath, mind movies, starting to build that momentum back up of feeling great. I had 0 PMS issues this month. None. No bloating, no crying, no nothing. Like, my period just came and I was like, oh my God, I didn't suffer for 2 weeks. Yes, And I don't know if it was because of the meditations or because I got the grounding mat, because that also, grounding will reduce inflammation out of the body. It's there's a lot of videos on YouTube if you're interested in that, but I don't know. I can't say for sure what did that, but I'm just thankful that I could have a whole month of no issues. Some other wins I had, when I started this journey in month 1, I was like 105 pounds. I was very weak, frail, low energy. Now I'm playing pickleball 4 times a week. I'm working out 5 times a week. On top of that, I've gained weight back. I have high energy, and I feel alive again. and I'm just so happy. So this is kind of fun and funny. In the morning meditation, it will ask, ask for some signs from the universe. And so I'm like, okay, universe, just give me some fun, something that's gonna make me laugh. And that day we needed trash bags. We don't buy trash bags. We use the bags that we get from the grocery store, and then we throw the trash out every night. And we didn't have any. So I went to Giant, the grocery store, and I probably had maybe 20 items. And the lady put every single item in a separate bag. And I didn't think anything about it other than well, that's weird. Like the other grocery stores in town are making you pay for bags or bring your own. And if I would have had thought about it, oh, is this like a fun sign from the universe or something? I would have waited and stayed to see if she did that to the person behind me. But it didn't really dawn on me until I got into the car that, wait, is that a funny that the universe gave to me? And okay, this was really wild. This is the second sign I got for month 5. And I asked the universe, I'm like, what is it that I need to hear right now? What will benefit me? So my husband and I were going into Dollar General, and the cashier goes to me, I have a message from the universe for you. And I'm just thinking okay, oh God, is this lady crazy? She doesn't look crazy. Her energy feels pretty good. Looks normal to me. And she was a younger girl. And she said, the universe wants you to know that your energy is really good and you don't need to be upset with others and take it upon yourself. Just know that it's not your energy, it's their energy. And I know you feel like you're not being heard a lot of the times, and that's not your fault. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the other person's energy. And I was just like, oh, well, thank you. And that made a lot of sense to me, because a lot of times I don't feel like I'm being heard, which could be another reason why sometimes when I do the breath, the energy kind of gets trapped here. And, there's a few people in my life, and they don't hear me. I mean, they'll ask me a question, I'll start to answer it, and they just cut me right off. It doesn't even matter what I had to say. And it's really frustrating. And I'm just like, damn, why'd you even ask me? And or all people I talk to, I'm talking, I'm like, this person's not even listening. They're staring at their phone. I'm like, and I think what's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? And so now when that happens, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. It's not me, it's them. And so I'm glad she told me that. And I'd love to go back there and see if there's any more signs. But I haven't been back. I really realized in month 5 that you have to do the work. And, since my month 4, momentum dissipated, I've been just trying to get that back, and I haven't gotten it back. I haven't gotten that super elevated, just joy and bliss. And, I don't know if it's because my baseline's higher, and now that's what I'm kind of used to. And so I'm trying to build it higher, but it's work. It's a lot of work. I have to remind myself to focus. A lot of times I'll go about through my day so present that I won't really be having any thoughts. I don't want to say I'm not feeling anything, but it's just, I'm just there, going through the motions, going through life, happy, content, satisfied, but not joyful. And that's where I want to be. See. I've tried to do things where in the middle of the day, I'll do some EFT tapping, or I'll do some heart coherence breathing for 5 minutes. And a lot of times that will help bring me back into that state and I get those fuzzy warm feelings going. But now that I'm not sick anymore and I have, I'm living life, I'm like leaving the house and doing activities, it's been a challenge to find the time to really focus and hone in on these skills that I was doing all the time because that's all I could do. So why not do the work? And then another thing I realized, especially with all the issues with the breath and feeling uncomfortable in my body after, which I don't want to feel uncomfortable in my body anymore. I've lived that and I'm done with it. And so I realized I can move energy slowly. I don't need to move it quickly. I mean, I don't need to move the breath and have a brain orgasm and explode and, I'll just do it slowly. And for me, that's been working slow and steady. And studying Qigong for the past year has allowed me to really notice these subtle energy shifts. And it's just so much better for me to go slow. So I recommend if you are, in these later or even earlier phases of your meditation and you're having uncomfortable experiences because you are moving a lot of energy. And I think especially in the beginning, if you're stagnant because you're sick and you're not moving your body a lot, when you do move that energy, it does feel, you're not used to it. It's going to be uncomfortable because it's not the norm. You just got to remind yourself that, what you're doing is doing something. But if you're uncomfortable with it, go slow, take it slow. You will still get there. I think the most important thing is to just keep at it and, know there's going to be some ups and downs, but as long as you keep going up, then you're on the right path. Yeah, and that's all I have to say for this video. If you found this of value, please give me a shout out, like it. I'd love to hear your stories, your experiences, if you've had any with the breath, because I'm still trying to understand a lot of this. And I love hearing how other people are dealing with those uncomfortable feelings and energies that come up. And I will say that I've noticed throughout the day, if I have something weird happen and I can think of it, or even I'll stub my toe and it hurts like hell and I'm like, oh shit, and I'll be like, wait, it's just energy. And I'll be like, I'm releasing you, and I'm just picturing I'm forcing this out, and the pain dissipates so quickly. And I've been experimenting a lot with that, even with the uncomfortable feelings. And I suggest maybe try that too and see how that works for you, because in the end, we got to remember that we are in control. We run the mind and we're in control of our bodies, and it's up to us. Don't let anyone else do it for you. You're in charge. Thank you.